And you're the founder.
Well, I wouldn't call it the founder because, mind you, this is the oldest hardware store in Boston officially, 1888,
Wow.
of which I'm only the third owner. It was originally located down on Birch Street in Roslindale Square, started by the Richard Cardinal family. After that, two brothers, the Barrett brothers, opened the store and moved it up to here, which used to be across the street. And they had it for like 40-something years. And then I purchased it from them. And so that makes it, what, about 125, 130 years later, the hardware store has been in 1, 2, 3 locations.
And it's a family business as well. You have your son
Well, my
here?
son is up there, right? He's been here like 20 plus years. He started when he was in his teens along with his friends. And he's basically running the place and, so it's always been family run, whether it's my family or the previous families. It's part of the pleasure of having a business that is always needed and always evolves and always changes. And you do get involved with very personally with a lot of people, I mean, I've had customers for the same people for 50 years, or it's called, oh, your father always came in, or your mother always came in, or now your grandchildren are coming in, or, so it's a pleasure.
Now, so of the 17,000 supplies you have here, what would surprise customers most when they walk in?
There are products that are difficult to sell, which means that, for example, I don't know, you want an electric drill or something. Well, you go there and you go and look at them and say, I like this one, and you buy it, which really means it's self-selling. The drill doesn't need anybody to help sell it. But there are a lot of products where now you found the product, but you go, well, what do I do with it? How do I install it? How do I get it loose? How do I put it? That means it's a product that you have to be able to sell because you have to be able to explain it. And so therefore it's a hard product to put on a shelf because the customer doesn't know what to do with it because you need information. And again, for me, that's what keeps it interesting, And it's also why people trust us, my son, me, and other people who work here, knowing that they come in, they're going to go out with the right product, and they're going to know what to do with it, and they're happy to come back. In the same way they're happy to tell their friends, oh, you have this problem, go see Joe down there, go see his son Alex, or whatever. And we keep busy, we make a living.
As the former president of Roslindale Village Main Street.
Yes, I was first president of the first main streets in the United States of America.
Wow.
I went with then City Councilor Tom Menino to Washington, D.C., to the National Historic Trust for Neighborhood Preservation and convinced them to start a program like this. They finally decided that it would be a good idea. For not preserving just old houses, but preserving business areas, preserving towns, and so they had one demonstration project, which means the first, which may or may not succeed. Obviously, it did. They had a contest where 7 cities were chosen, and the 7 cities had to explain why they should be chosen, why they should be the best, and. Fortunately, Roslindale did win, and then for about 15 years I was very involved until I basically burnt out and said, someone else's turn. And glad other people took their turns and have done a good job, and happy to see that Roslindale Village Main Streets has grown all over the city and all over the country. And so that gives me pleasure too,
Yeah. Well, thank you for that inspiration.
Well, I was one of a number of people, and anyways, I guess that's my claim to fame with Main Streets, So.
And I also noticed you're a notary public. Is that right?
Many things. Yes, notary public. I've been a justice of the peace for the last 28 years, and I do weddings regularly. Great pleasure that I have, and a great honor to be one. And then I'm a semi-professional violinist, and
right.
I play with New Philharmonia Orchestra, Brockton Symphony, Newton Symphony, Longwood Symphony. I play with a lot of orchestras. I play a lot of chamber music. That's been my greatest pleasure in my life, playing violin. You know.
Wow.
So that's it's very important, you see. So you go to school and you study music, right? You go to conservatory, and then you run a hardware store.
I love it.
Right? My
right.
son went to school. He has a psychology degree. And then I remember he graduated. I said, well, now what do you want to do with it? He says, I don't want anything to do with it. So he decided to work here for about a year again. And then he went to BU and got a, what do you call it, MBA. And I got an MBA. And then that was just at the dot-com crash in 1999 where, you know, everybody graduated, didn't get a job. So I said, what do you want to do? He said, he wants to work at the hardware store. I said, well, that's what we need, someone with a music degree, someone with a psychology degree, someone with an MBA to sell hardware. So,
okay, bases covered.
keeps life interesting.
That's right.
You know, you don't want a boring life. So if you like people and you have other interests, it's a good life.
Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube page.